Alright, hello. Today is Friday, September 12th. RIP Charlie Kirk. That shit was fucked up. But let's just jump right into it. So, as you can tell, we went fucking flying. Bias was kind of weird for today. I saw the conditions and I'm like, I don't like today. I even said, looks like it's going to be a shit setup day. There was two setups. One was kind of okay, and the other one was actually kind of okay too. None were like A fucking plus. But yeah, London lows are sponsored because ES put into a fair value gap here. So I wasn't bearish because we were so close to all time highs. We hadn't hit all time highs on NQ in I don't know, maybe like a month, let's say 3 weeks, whereas ES just kept hitting it and retracing, kept hitting it and retracing. So I knew the market wanted all-time high, so I was bullish. If we were going to open up, I didn't really have any good targets to bounce down to bounce off of rather, except for this little 15-minute low right here. Let me just go to the charts here. Yeah, so market opened up. We didn't really have anything else to bounce off of. We had a 15-minute all the way down here, but that was in discount of the range, so I didn't really need to see that get hit. Let's not buy something. ES, there was no fair value gaps except for this 15-minute low, and this looked like it was pretty much going to be what the lowest point of the day was. Why the fuck is this? Anyways, so market opened. We Judiced up, had made an SMT with all this liquidity here. Alright, so we Judiced up. ES did not take these highs, so we had a little SMT that sent us all the way down to this 15-minute. The only entry that there was to this 15-minute was this, and I did not take this. We only had a really, really small 5-minute from pre-market. That was the only thing we had, this little line here. This 5-minute, which was right here, this guy. Super small. So we didn't even inverse it on this candle. You would have had to taken it there. It would have been like a 1.2 RR. And I don't know, I needed a little more confirmation. Yes, was I pretty confident in the draw to this 15-minute? Yeah, would I have taken this full risk? I don't think so. We had 10 a.m. news, so I knew we were going to make a data low and a data high. So I said, you know what, let me just be a little more patient and wait for a clearer setup. Nothing wrong with that. It was a good forward test, and it smacked. It worked. And then the second trade of the day. So yeah, we chopped. We made 10 o'clock, opened up. We made data lows. Data highs got taken right away. Again, we might have been reaching for all-time highs. I was, at this point, it's 10 o'clock, 10:10. There also was, too, I totally forgot about this, too. There was a long right here. So after we hit this 15-minute low, there was a long. There was only a 30-second long. There was a bullish SMT because ES didn't take that 15-minute low. It was 9:45, so we were kind of approaching that macro area. Maybe news might have delivered us to this 5-minute. That was really the only good target. You could have targeted all-time highs, but honestly, I would have just got my piece of the pie, and I probably just would have got out right there and then, just because Friday, the market looked like shit from what I told you before. It was kind of choppy. The displacement wasn't good. The 30-second, I'll show you on the actual chart. The 30-second was right here, and we took a lot of candles to displace it, and we were very wicky. Just not clear displacement. For 30 seconds like that, you want to see clear, like V-shaped up, and it took a long time to displace, so that kind of made my confidence in it not the best. Again, same thing as before. It could have been maybe a good eval play, just a simple draw, and with that SMT at the 15-minute low, you would have got, I think it was like a 1.3 or something like that. I didn't write it down. So I didn't take that either, and it ended up hitting TP. TP? Yeah, yeah, TP. Ended up hitting full TP there. So that was the second trade W that I missed, forward test. Some people in the chat took this. I didn't see anyone take that other short up here, though. So in the future, I don't know, I maybe could have taken that on my CFD account instead of my lives and just risked like 6% on that. I was kind of on the VIP chat quite a lot today because I thought the market was dead, or the market wasn't going to be giving us anything good. So I was just kind of chatting, passing the time. And I need to remember that when it was Tuesday and I was in that hour-long trade, I didn't open up the computer once, and I was just locked the fuck in. So I can't give myself permission to look at the chat because, again, it's like it's all unprofitable traders for the most part in here. All the profitable traders trade on their own, aka Liam, my buddy Liam, who I know at the very least trades on his own and even deletes Discord sometimes because he's tempted to go on. And that idea sounds better and better every day because now I'm understanding what he means by that. But anyways, let's move on to this trade here. So I wanted to see, I knew all-time highs were still intact. It was still the draw. If I were to get along, I would want to see data lows get swept and then take an inverse up to all-time highs. And what we ended up doing was ES took data lows and we did not. Hold on, I want to figure out why the fuck it's doing these limit orders on backtesting. Okay, I can't figure it out why this is still here on replay mode, but whatever. So ES took the lows. We had, did we have anything else to really target? No, pretty much. It was just all-time highs. So ES took the lows, and there was a 2-minute. This was the highest time frame in the leg. I was still kind of sketched out that we might have gone back down to the data lows, so I didn't take this. I did not take this for pretty much a little 1-to-1 you would have got. Even though, yes, we had an SMT with data lows here, it just kind of sketched me out that these data lows didn't really like sweep anything prominent on NQ. But with that being said, it did go into a discount. It did balance the range, and we had an SMT. Like, that's the important part, is that the SMT counts to make it a protected low now. Same thing with London lows today. How I said before, London lows on NQ, yeah, they were protected because they swept out liquidity, pretty much, but like there was no PD array to make it sponsored. But on ES, there was a PD array this 1 hour, so therefore NQs should also be sponsored too. So when we went to this, same thing with the data lows. Instead of London, it's data lows. And yeah, ES took the data lows, and you had to decide pretty much right there and then if you really wanted to take it. You could have broken even right here and just targeted all-time highs. Or if you wanted to target even higher, I wouldn't have done this though. You could have maybe targeted the 1.5 standard deviation here, and that would have hit. The 2 would not have got hit though. But yeah, so I missed that trade, and I wasn't pissed per se. I was just more so a little bit disappointed just because I hadn't got a lot of trades in today. I've only taken one win, which was that 1 hour long trade that I manually closed, and then a break even, which should have been a win because I paper hands and I got scared. And I didn't take anything Monday. Monday there was fucking really nothing to take. Blake took a super discretionary trade. Yesterday I missed another W, and today I missed this W here. That 30-second I'm not really too upset about. Oh, and then also we had a fucking 5-minute order block here, and I didn't even see this. I had Joseph fucking say this. And I think this is just because I was fucking around on VIP chat instead of just looking at the charts. Like, I barely remember looking at changing the time frames because I was just so focused on the chat. Like, look, we respected that 5 minute order block, closed above it, order block, perfectly, bro. Look at that, right at fucking constant encroachment, the halfway point of that order block. If I had seen that too, and if I'd marked that out, that would have given me enough confluences to take that because I just didn't feel comfortable enough with just SMT at data lows, and then putting my stop at this devil's mark right here. But again, the draw was higher. We had that 5 minutes, so in the future, yeah, I was pretty distracted today. I'm not gonna lie. I went on my phone a bunch, not a bunch, a little bit, but it should be nothing, you know. I kind of just wrote off the day as shit, and I didn't want to get baited into taking a shit entry. All three of these entries were kind of bait. They weren't super fucking obvious. You would have had to have stretched it a little bit, but I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't know. I know what happened. I was distracted pretty much again, and a lot of the self-sabotaging is from being distracted and not marking shit out and not realizing that there's shit to mark out. There's more confluences to mark out. Therefore, I didn't have enough reason to take this trade, and I missed it. I'm still up on the week, which is good, and this is my full week back, but I do really have to get back to back testing, still doing my routine. My routine has kind of fallen off a little bit. I did my back testing yesterday. If you want to look at this, 1 second. Yeah, this is this progress tracker. Sometimes I forget to mark it down. I journaled. I back tested. I forgot to mark that down, but I didn't do any reading. I didn't back test again, and I didn't take any notes. The day before, I did that. I don't think I did any reading. I might have. I just might have forgot to mark it off. This day, I did pretty good too. I always fucking miss this last one though, because I just run out of fucking steam by the end. And yeah, the first week I was doing fucking great, man. I was fucking banging it out, and I feel like, for instance, I want to go wash my fucking car after this because it's nice out, and I got to meet up with a friend after, and summer's coming to a close. So I want to kind of get some nice days, and I've been inside all the fucking time. Yeah, so I don't know. I might just go wash my car for an hour and then come back and just fucking head down. Don't fucking move. I work at 5 today. Take me an hour to wash the car, and I don't know. I'll figure it out, man. But yeah, that was the trade for today that I missed on just little tiny 1-to-1, bro. But the draw was there, and I just from being distracted. I'm gonna write down in my journal a little bit more about what I did wrong per se, and how to fix it on the Monday. Maybe by not even opening up my fucking computer and still just like checking those time frames every 5 minutes. And so, right, I gotta be super vigilant. Just lock in for the first 2 hours, then you're free to fuck off the rest of the day. Besides the routine that I do. But yeah, that's about it for today. Yeah, that's about it. We ended the week green, which is good. First week, trading by myself. I don't know if I would count using the chat as trading by myself. I think really trading by myself is like what I did on the Wednesday for that hour-long trade where I just fucking had no connection to any Discord whatsoever. And I just purely relied on my own bias. The same way I do in backtesting, bro. The exact same way I do backtesting. Backtesting, I have like a 75% win rate in the last 2 months worth of backtesting. Not 2 months of real life, 2 months of backtesting worth. And I've locked in the whole time. I've timed them and I mark everything out. I don't have outside people in the chat distracting me. So if I want to recreate that, which I'm very capable of, I need to recreate that exact simulation of not having the chat open the same way I would backtesting, bro. It's just I can't fast forward candles and I have to sit through 2 hours pretty much. So Monday's a new day. Tuesday I have to miss out in the morning because I have a staff meeting. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I'm going to do some journaling a little bit more. And yeah, that's about it.